Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Malcolm and I am back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about the best Earthbenders of all time. Now before we get in this video, please make sure you go check out my other videos about the best waterbenders, the best airbenders, and the best firebenders. And this is not the last video in the series. We are also going to be talking about the best non-benders of all time. And if you guys have any other ideas, go ahead, let me know and we can get into it. Before we get into the ranking, let's talk about what makes a good Earthbender. Earthbenders are strong and enduring. They have the willpower to handle anything. They're solid like a rock. And when Boomy was talking to Aang, we found out that the best Earthbenders are the ones who are able to wait and listen and know the right time to act. Now, going off those key principles, let's talk about the 5 best Earthbenders of all time in the Avatar universe. In the 5th place position, we have Lin and Suyin Beifong. Now, I know normally with these lists, I normally only do like one person at a time, but I feel like they're so equal and they're literally sisters that you kind of have to put them together. I mean, they learn from the same person and their bending styles are so similar that we might as well just put them together. Even though Toph believes that Lin and Suyin never truly got a good grasp of metal bending or earth bending, I think they're some of the best of all time. When it comes down to their metal bending abilities, they are straight up savages. The amount of accuracy they have in their metal bending is on a completely new level, which makes sense. Lin is the captain of the metal benders and Suyin has a whole city of metal benders, so of course they're going to be cold. But their accuracy is insane, being able to break up small pieces of metal and direct the direction that they're going in, or even making full suits of metal for themselves. Like, they are really, really good at what they do. Or swinging through the city like Spider-Man. They're really, really good when it comes down to metal. They are also extremely acrobatic. So in the old generation of Earthbenders, a lot of them tended to be very grounded in their stance. They didn't do a lot of moving. They were very solid like a rock. But Lin and Suyin are very different from that. They are super mobile, super agile, and move around like dancers almost, which makes sense because Suyin was a dancer. But that doesn't take away from just their raw bending ability. The amount of earth they can bend is ridiculous. Honestly, I would have liked to see what it looked like when Lin was ripping up Air Temple Island after Tenzin broke up with her. But when it comes down to power, they got it. And it was also showed that Lin knows seismic sense, the technique that Toph developed from the Badger moles. I know that Toph thinks that they didn't get it all the way, but honestly, I believe that they are some of the best Earthbenders out there, and that's why I'm going to put them in the number 5 position. Next up, we got 1/3 of the Fire Ferrets, Bolin. Because Bolin is a pro bender, he uses a very light on his feet boxing style. Most Earthbenders are planted in their stance. Bolin is not like that at all. He's very bouncy and mobile because he's a pro bender. He has to be mobile or he's going to get knocked out. And even though he is a pro bender and uses that style, when he's outside of the ring, we also see him doing a lot of traditional earthbending. And his traditional earthbending has power. We've seen him pick up huge rocks, boulders, and even catch buildings before. Bolin also has incredibly sharp aim, probably because he's a pro bender. But we see his accuracy when he's able to bend even small pebbles into Please Third Eye to take her out. And we know Bolin is somewhat proficient in sand bending, which is not an easy sub-bending style. But the real reason Bolin ended up on this list is because of his lava bending ability.
You're a lava bender. I know. I just found
lava
out.
bending is the most rare form of earth bending. We've never even seen Toph be able to lava bend. That just shows how rare and difficult it is to be a lava bender. And he's a damn good one. When we see him lava bending, especially in the 4th season, he's able to change the lava between earth and lava very, very easily and super fluidly, better than Ghazan was ever able to do. And he also learned how to make that little lava disc that Ghazan used to make, so he uses that to like slash and cut through bars and stuff like that. Bolin is more than just comedic relief. He is truly a savage, and for those reasons, I'm gonna put him in the number 4 position. In the 3rd place position, we have the great uniter, Kuvira. Honestly, I think Kuvira might be one of the coolest villains that we got from the Avatar series, and that's saying a lot because Avatar gave us some cool-ass villains. But Kuvira is on this list because she is a metal bending master. We've seen a lot of great metal bending throughout the entire series of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legends of Korra. Honestly, I feel like Kuvira is the best one. Suyin built an entire city and civilization out of metal, and she got sauced by Kuvira. That just shows how cold Kuvira is with it. Kuvira is cold, precise, agile, and accurate with her metal bending. We saw her take out dozens of bandits in a matter of seconds, all by herself. And let's not forget, her earthbending is also cold too. She's more than just metal. She can bend earth just as good as everybody else can. Honestly, probably better than most. I mean, she had a one-on-one fight with the Avatar and was cooking her. Now, granted, yes, obviously Korra was, she was having some issues around that time. But even still, cooking the Avatar is a stat regardless. And as rigid as Kuvira is, she's also extremely acrobatic. Her agility and acrobatics are on a different level. When she was fighting Korra inside the little cockpit of that giant robot, she was moving. Even though she ended up losing in the end, I still gotta put Kuvira in that number 3 position for best earthbenders. In the second place position, we have Bumi. And no, I'm not talking about Aang's son. I'm talking about King Bumi. Bumi may be old as shit, but I promise you, nobody's really touching him out there on the battlefield. When he got his little robe on and he hunched over, he looked like he's not a threat. But wait until he take that off and you see swole old man Bumi, you know you got problems coming. He's strong as hell, and so is his earthbending. The amount of earth that Bumi can bend is absolutely ridiculous. We see him grab giant boulders, huge statues, tear houses down, and it doesn't even look like it's that hard for him. Like at 112 years old, how are you able to do that? And all that being said, he's still extremely agile too. He has this unique style of his earth-propelled agility where he'll use the earth to boost his moves as he's moving around. Also, while most benders use their whole body to bend, especially earthbenders, they really put a lot into their motions. Bumi is able to earthbend with just his face. They locked him up in a whole big cage, thinking he wouldn't be able to bend locked up, but he was able to get it popping with just his neck. And on top of that, he's a true earthbender. He has mastered the ability of just stopping and waiting for the perfect time to attack. It may look crazy to a lot of people, but he'll sit back, he'll chill, and he'll endure. He'll handle all the stuff that's coming to him. But the second it's time to go, it's time to go. Look how long he was locked up in Omashu before he waited on the day of Black Sun and freed the entire city in 8 minutes. That is not an easy task, but my mans was able to get it done. And for those reasons, I gotta put Bumi in the number 2 position for best earthbenders of all time. And in the number 1 position, we got the Boulder.
Boulder feels conflicted about fighting a young blind girl.
My bad. Y'all know it's Toph. You can call her Toph, you can call her the Blind Bandit, you can call her the Melon Lord.
I am Melon Lord!
But I'm gonna call her the greatest earthbender of all time. Toph is such a unique bender because her whole life, everybody looked at her as a person with a disability, but she was able to learn how to earthbend from the Badger moles and turn her disability into the greatest ability of any bender we've seen. She was born without eyesight, so while she couldn't see, she was able to use her feet and earthbendings to be able to see. She could see better than anybody else could, honestly. She could see so much more than the average human using her seismic sensibility. She was able to see an anthill far as hell away from her just with her feet. That is incredible. There aren't many people who have the ability to learn from the original source of their bending. Getting lost in there was probably the best thing that ever happened to her. Another issue for Toph was that she wasn't able to see on sand or able to work with sand very well. But she was able to turn that into another ability of herself, being able to stop and master sand bending. She made the entire town of Ba Sing Se out of sand in a second. Not to mention, she created metal bending. Before she did it, it was believed that nobody could bend metal. They thought it was an unbendable object. But no, Toph's unique seismic sense was able to let her sense those small impurities in the metal and be able to bend it. Toph is also extremely agile and lighter on her feet for an earthbender. I don't know, maybe she got that from Aang. Yes, she does have a couple negatives, like she can't see airborne attacks, so going up against Aang is a huge problem for her, but it's rare that she's ever really in a situation like that unless she's on Appa's back. So I'm sure this did not come as a surprise to anybody, but the number 1 earthbender of all time has to be the Blind Bandit Toph Beifong. I know a lot of you guys want Kyoshi on this list, and yes, I did read some of the Kyoshi novels. However, we just haven't seen enough from her bending in the show to accurately put her on the list as the greatest Earthbender. But yo, I read them novels and she is cold with it. So hopefully they're able to animate those, and maybe I can revise this list later. But yo, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what order you guys would have rated these people in, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.